Borough fans, welcome back to season 7 on the Stevenage Football Club podcast. As you can see by the title, episode number 6, cooking. And I just can't stop smiling at the minute. We're cooking, and we're cooking. Should we just go through it really quickly? Right, ready? I'm going to whittle it off. 5th place, 6 points, 100% record. Jamie Reid, top goal scorer. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy. How are you, mate? Come on, you got to be buzzing as well.
Maybe not to your extent, no. But no, I am happy with the way we've started the year. I'm sure Mr. Tong will be delighted to be looking up at such a delightful club above him in 5th place. And I seem to recall on that Borough talk before the season, he said Jamie Reid wouldn't score that many goals.
Mate. But everyone did. Everyone was like, oh, you need a goal scorer. We've got one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, come back when you've got a goal scorer, Tangy, when they've scored 3 and 2, will you, mate?
Oh, mate, here we go. Here we go again. Here we go. Just fishing the rod out there, already. And I'm just so happy, mate. Like, to see our team 5th place, 100%. It's not like we're sitting here and we're unbeaten, right? And we've got a win and a draw or 2 draws. We've won both matches. Like, it just feels amazing at the minute. I'm so happy, mate. I'm so happy. Like that day yesterday, and winning 1-0 and being dominant and creating chances, really scoring goals for us in the most important season. I'm so happy, Ad. Come on, you must be buzzing.
Yeah, just get to know November time, then see where we're at.
All right, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that. How are you, mate?
I'm good. As I said to you just before we started, it's been a bit of a manic week, but we've managed to get through.
And can't dive into legal term because of legal terms.
Yeah, it's a bit of a touchy subject, so it's all in higher hands matters, as they say, I think.
Again, for all the listeners, don't worry, Anne hasn't committed any crime or anything. It's to do with work.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, could you imagine if I ended up committing a crime? They'd be like, "What's your occupation?" I just went chucked out. Oh, I do stats.
Well, hang on. That is incorrect. You say you do stats. No one's seen them for the opening 2 matches of the most important season. Although I'm gonna take credit for this. I think I've helped you out here, Anne. I feel like I've taken the pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
you wanted that. You wanted it.
yeah. Like, I mean, look, for Saturday, I don't think I'll do any for Tuesday because God knows what I'm going to get chucked my way tomorrow morning. But yeah, the ones for Saturday should be looking a bit more pristine, as they say.
Yeah, we want to see stat pack. We want that progress, ad from it's the most important.
What you mean, the progress?
Well, the team are unbeaten, and we've won both matches. We've 6 points. We're cooking, as this episode's called, by the way. I hope you like the thumbnail of Alex Ravel and the fire and
the fist pumps.
Oh, they were great again.
You don't get fist bumps at the bank, do you, Tongy?
Oh, mate. They were so good, though. They were so good. We've seen fist bumps a lot at the start of this season from Rebs, but no, do you know what it is? It's just, isn't it? And I'm sure the listeners will be able to connect with this as well. It's just, we created a top half team here, right? And we put all that work in the summer and the off season to build it. And we have this belief about this team. And then when they start the season and they win the matches like they've done and they play the way they've done, they just confirm all of your thoughts of what we've created for this massive season. And I think that's the proudest thing for me. And now we get to go to games and teams are looking at us going, oh, they're unbeaten. They've won both their games. Like, we're looked upon as like a top team. And I think that's the proud element for me. But it was a great day. It was a great day. But it's good to see you, Andy. It's good to see you. And again, we must say again, hello to all the people viewing on YouTube. We've had, don't know if you've noticed that, but we've had some good viewing figures. People are tuning in, not just to Spotify, to YouTube now, which is
going worldwide.
Mate, next minute we'll be getting millions of views. We'll be getting,
Police escorts into the Lamex.
well, if we get a police escort, if we get promoted, we might be on route to that. But
In the boardroom with Phil Wallace.
Part of the board will be part of the board.
They're all there dressed nicely, and there's us two idiots just sat there like giggling away.
What with the blue striped jolla on?
Yeah, just probably go Martial with the silent T.
Oh mate, honestly, you're in for a laugh with that. When hopefully we go up to Nottingham for Mansfield away. Hopefully, but no, a massive hello to everyone, and again, thank you for tuning in, guys. As you can see, me and Ander absolutely buzzing. Well, we got to dive right in, haven't we? Look, we kicked off this season last week, didn't we? Beat Blackpool in the opener 3-2, which I'm still buzzing about all these wins that we're doing and the way that we've started. Look at Ad's face. But we kicked it all off, and it was quite surreal, really, wasn't it? That we kicked it all off last week, and we had our second League One match of this massive season at home against Rotherham, our first home match, and it did end in a massive 1-0 win. Courtesy of big goal Jamie Reid once again. Can you believe top goal scorer in League One after 2 games with 3 goals? It was a fabulous performance yesterday, a fabulous win, and it now pushes us to 5th place in Sky Bet League One of the 2025, just 26th campaign after 2 matches with 6 points and 100% record. A brilliant start for this team and this squad and this setup. We're going to go through the starting 11 and the subs. We're going to look at the stats, and then me and Anne are going to have a quick chat about the massive 1-0 win yesterday. Now, we lined up exactly the same as we did in the opener, which I think a lot of people thought would be the case. There weren't going to be any changes because we were so good in the opener. And we lined up with the same 11. We have Marshall, or as we like to call him, Martial, in goal. Backline, Luther James Wilding, Charlie Good, Pidge and Dan Butler. In the middle, Jordan Houghton and Harvey White partnering. In 10 was Dan Kemp. And in those forward areas, in the final 3, was Jordan Roberts, Chem Campbell, and big goal Jamie Reid. On the bench, Tashby Hammond, Dan Sweeney, Dan Phillips, Lewis Freestone, Jasper Patterson, Jordan Roberts, not Jordan Roberts, Matthias Roberts, going to have to get used to that, seeing 2 Roberts, and Phoenix Patterson made up the bench. So Dan Phillips was back in the squad, and so was Matthias Roberts. The statistics for the match were as follows. Obviously, a massive 1-0 win. Jamie Reid scoring on the 40th minute, assisted by Dan Butler and his favourite player. The possession, we had 43% possession to Rotherham's 57. There were 12 shots for us in the match compared to Rotherham's 5. We had 2 on target, which was all that was needed in the end, to Rotherham's 0 on target. There were 10 corners overall in the game. We had 5 apiece. There were 26 fouls overall. We had 10 of those compared to Rotherham's 16. 5 bookings in the whole game. We had 3. Rotherham had 2 in the match. Now, Anne, I'm assuming that you've probably seen the highlights from the 1-0 win. It was a great day, first of all. I think when you kick off the season away from home, you've kicked it off. But then when you have your home match, you really do kick it off, don't you? You have your first match at home. You get all the new program and the new stuff that goes on match day. The electronic advertising boards, which are brand new at the Lamex. That was a nice little touch that we're going to have this season. And obviously, we saw it in the first home match in League One yesterday. My season ticket was class. The views in the north, it was brilliant. Best season ticket I've had there. But a great day, and what a win. Just completely dominated, really, throughout. Played some lovely football in the final third. Again, a bit like Blackpool in the opener. We got those 4 players in the final third on the ball, in space, creating chances. A great goal scored by Jamie Reid. Such a typical Jamie Reid goal. Gets in front of his man and just meets contact with the ball. Great setup between Chem, Harvey, and a great delivery from Dan Butler. But really a real dominant display. And when you look at the second half and you look at some of those chances created, I don't know how we didn't win the game by 3 or 4 personally. And it should have really been 3 or 4-0 when you have a look at the accumulation of chances we had. But wow, what a team we've got. And what a performance. What a way to start this season. Really quickly, and again, I know you've seen the highlights, mate. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic, isn't it? From what I saw, should we have scored three, maybe four? Yes. Um, I think when we play the teams like Stockport's, Plymouth's, Luton's, like your top sides, you don't you don't take them chances, you're going to get punished. So I think we need to make sure we're back on track with taking our chances when they come our way. Um, yeah, I mean we're looking good, looking physical. Good to see Dan Phillips back. I like that. I know you might have seen it on um, Twitter. Dan Phillips in the corner right at the end,
Yeah, a
and
little
then Winters
cameo.
on that. Yeah, yeah, and then I was sort of semi like following it on Flash Score, and I saw it came on. Then I saw there's a yellow card like 2 minutes later. I went, any money that is Dan Phillips, any money, and then it popped up and there's my shock. But yeah, no, look, it's great. I'll be convinced by Dan Butler when I see Dan Butler live in
Mate, he
action.
was brilliant. He was brilliant. And do you know, I think I said to you off the pod, I would go out on a limb here and say that was the best performance I've seen Dan Butler put in for us since he's joined.
I'll believe it when I see it.
He was brilliant. I mean, the assist for the goal, the quality, the delivery, and with Dan Butler, defensively, we've all said that he's needed improvement, and he was brilliant defensively. The amount of times he was 1-on-1 and he won the ball, he was so good. And
Believe it when I see it.
God's sake, but honestly, I thought it was a really physical match, right? So,
Mm.
look, we know what this team is all about that we've created, right? We've got a fantastic footballing side, but again, we've got battlers, right? The back line, when you look at Pitch and Goody, they're battlers. Reid is, Jordan Roberts is. And Rotherham were a very physical side, and it made for a real battling game. But what I really, really liked was the quality of the football that we played. Go and have a look at the goal, the way that we get Kempy in the pocket of space and we create in that final third, the creation for the goal. There were many a times in the second half where we were moving the ball from right to left. And I remember a passage of play just in front of me in the North Stand where we had the ball, we had runners going off other players. I remember Harvey White putting a beautiful ball over the top for Chem Campbell to deliver, or Jamie Reid, I should say. Another chance to create. We had one kind of off the line from the keeper from Dan Phillips. Kempy should have scored it. It was a real top performance and a really dominating display. And look, I think in my mind, like, it's to be expected, I think, because, I remember when we started the journey for this season and started creating this team. And I remember the goal was to create a top half team, because there's an opportunity over these next couple of years to be in that top half and be competing, right? And I knew at the start of the season, although we had Blackpool in the opener, a lot of people deemed that as a really tough game, but I still thought that was winnable, and obviously we won it. But I had a feeling that the start of the season would be seeing this. We'll win a lot of early matches. We'll be right up the top. And a lot of people will be looking at us going, oh, my God. So it was to be expected in a way how dominant we are in these early matches. And we've got some favourable fixtures as well. But, the level of the performance. And I've written a few names down that I really want to talk about. Jamie Reid is first on the list, right? I've had to listen to a lot of people at the start of this season and the preparation period say, we need to go and sign a goal scorer, right? But we have one. It's Jamie Reid, right? And the last year and a half, he hasn't been 100%. He's been unfit. He's had issues. This campaign, he's had a full pre-season. He's had a full preparation period. He's come into the season, scored 3 goals in 2. He has looked almost like the best version I've seen of Jamie Reid since Reid joined. what a performance and what a goal. I mean, is there a player that's going to score 20 goals again, Ant?
I think so. He started off on the right foot. Um, it reminds me of the Reid of that League Two promotion season, that first year of League One.
Just kept
It,
scoring those important goals, didn't they?
yeah, and the way he started the season has been fantastic. I think he said in his interview after Blackpool, last season wasn't his greatest season. He knows that, but he wasn't right mentally, wasn't right physically, and he didn't have a pre-season. I think a lot of people kind of went like, well, what good is pre-season? Well, you're seeing what good pre-season is. He's been scoring goals and he's continued that vein of form. Um, even like for me, I always think, oh, pre-season it's not great. The foot was not usually that good, but I think it's so important for players to get confidence by scoring goals, by playing minutes, by just getting fitness up, and I think it just works well. And he's carried on his vein of form, and yeah, hopefully it lasts quite a while.
I think the thing with Reedy as well is, again, I think, and do you know what? I don't want to sound like I know it all. I did call this. I had a feeling, and that with a full pre-season, and you got to think as well, in a better team, just think about the amount of quality and depth that we've got in this squad in the final third now, right? He's got all this service, and that's something I think Reedy's missed, right? He's got that now. So with a fully fit Jamie Reid, who we know can score goals in this division at this level, with more service, better players, and we're not just talking about better players, we're talking top half League One players here. Chem Campbell, look, we know how good Kemp and Roberts are, but Bez Ballard, Phoenix Patterson, these type of players, Jordan Houghton behind in that too. He's got all this service in this team this season. So I had a feeling that we would be getting this with Reedy. But the performance, I mean, look, Blackpool, he was magnificent. The goals he scored, the first goal was brilliant, but the way he played yesterday, battling, getting off the shoulder, running in behind, delivering, a great goal. That finish was brilliant. He's got Sean Raggett on him, who's a very good centre half at the level. Finds the room, brilliant finish with his head in such a tight space. Just his overall gameplay was brilliant, and he's just on fire at the minute. He's on fire, and again, I said it. Everyone calls for a goal scorer. We've got one in Jamie Reid. I know, obviously, there's rumours that we've signed that lad from Gateshead. I think it is Jovan Malcolm, who looks really good, and I'm sure that'll be announced today when this podcast comes out. But we've got a goal scorer, and with the squad that we've got, the fact that we say that we've created a top half team, which we have, he's got all that service, and you're seeing the product of that. Absolute brilliant performance. I've written down on my sheet Dan Butler. Again, I know we mentioned it at the start of the pod. Brilliant. Just tell you, I think, do you know what I think it is with Dan Butler? I think he knows, look, in this season, he's got real competition, right? Like, ask yourself this, and since we've had Dan Butler, right, has he had competition in a season? Really? He hasn't, has he?
I think I think it's good because it holds him now to a higher standard, to the standard that we know he can play at. Like I think the season before he joined us, he was in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he was. You remember that? You remember that? I tell you what. Do you remember that crazy game at Sheffield Wednesday?
Yes.
He was, because I remember that the goal that Peterborough scored, he got the assist for that. That was his free kick. He played in that game.
Yeah. And then I think later on in the game, he did his typical thing of losing his man and trying to blame someone else.
I don't know if that's for sure. Well, we haven't seen that this season, Ad.
It's only 2 games, Farley. There's 40 odd to go.
That's
Plenty
right.
of time.
But that's my point. Like Saxon earlier, I know Saxon's not fit at the minute, but that is real competition. And I think you're seeing Dan Butler play to his level because he's got that competition, which he hasn't had, I don't think,
No.
since he's joined. Just defensively, offensively, brilliant. I mean, a great ball in for Reid. I've written down here as well. Charlie Good and Peach just great together Saturday. Again, Charlie Good's one, isn't he? Full pre-season, fully fit. He's a top League One centre-back / championship play. He was brilliant yesterday. Jordan Houghton. I know Blackpool had a mad first 45 minutes in the opener, but what a performance yesterday. Like, do you know, John, who listens to the pod, he said to me yesterday, John makes a great point. Jordan Houghton is like, you don't really notice him a lot in the game, but he does so much, but you don't notice him. It's the little things he does, the positions, he's simple with the ball. He was brilliant. And Harvey White with him.
I think he's one of them players that's so good because it allows people like Harvey White to learn from him, you know, and having someone of his experience winning promotions and playoffs and God knows what else he's won in his career in the middle of a park that can dictate the tempo of a game, that can get the game by a scruff of the neck if he has to, can teach Harvey, can show Harvey, look what I'm doing. This is what you're capable of. And I think Harvey White eventually could get up to that level. It's whether he's got the right mindset to be able to get to the level of Jordan Houghton and go and win all these promotions.
No, I do agree. I think Harvey has had a brilliant first two matches because we know Harv, technically he's such a good player, but he needs to work on that physical battle inside. But do you know what? The two matches that we've opened with, the two wins, he's actually really impressed me in that department. He's won his headers, he's got stuck in. Like yesterday, he was challenging for the ball, he was being physical. It's really good to see. Really good to see. And it's again, you make a great point. He's got a great double there with Jordan Houghton in a minute. But it was just magnificent and great scenes when the final whistle went. The crowd was great. It was beaming hot. It was just brilliant. And to watch this team go right to the top of the division. Like I was looking today, we're one of 6 teams that have won all their games at the minute. I know it's only 2, but I'm having it, Ad. I'm so happy. I'm like this, Ad. I'm so happy, Ad. I'm so happy.
You surprise me.
I've got some of the fan reaction up from the big 1-0 win in our first home match in League One this season. Adam has said, very professional performance with some good football. Would have liked a goal or 2 more, but we were very comfortable. I think that's a point you made, Anne. But like when I look at it, those goals will come. Actually, what I'm really happy about is 12 shots overall in the match. Really good, decent amount. I know there's only 2 on target there, but the goals will come. Those goals will start to hit the back of the net. I mean, as long as we're winning the games and Reid is scoring goals, I think that's really important. Alex said probably should have won more comfortably, but at this rate, we're all going to become Farleys. What a team, and what a great job Revs has done. You've heard what a team from me, like what, about 100 times the last week?
It was the voice note that I got yesterday. I was like, oh, I know exactly what's coming here. What a team, top half finish, revel again. We're unbelievable. Something like that. I didn't even need to listen to it. I knew exactly what you were going to say.
And do you know what? I got back to the car and I was sitting in the car park opposite the North Stand, and I was like, let me just send Anne a voice note. Before I go and get my celebratory KFC, Mike, can I add in there? I thought I'd treat myself after the to go 5th place with 6 points. You know, it's not every team do that.
Well, like the players always have something high calorie after the game to restore the energy levels.
Saying that, I was that's quite convenient you said that. I bumped into Reid's brother Jay and his mate Josh and his mum, Reid's mum. In the North yesterday, Reid's mum's like so nice. And she was like, oh, I just love the way that you support my boy so much. And I was like, oh, I love him. He's, and they were like, debating where to go for their food. And they were like, are we going Nando's? Reedy wants to go Nando's. And one of them was like, no, I don't really fancy Nando's. And we know Reedy needs that recovery food. Let's just go Nando's. Like it was, his mum was like, I don't care where we go. It was hilarious. It was so funny. Jovie, match reaction. Jody said, didn't really trouble us at all defensively. Should have been about 6, though. No idea how Kemp hasn't scored 2. And Phillips got unlucky. Solid performance, though. Up the borough. Simon Montgomery said, loving our new positive play, very good press and recoveries, also body on the line defending, and all round much better work rate and attitude from our forwards. Very good point. The press, the high press in the opening 2 matches have been great with forcing mistakes, recovering the ball back. Like the big opening day win at Blackpool, the goal for Kemp, the way that we pressed. I know it was an absolute car crash of a pass from Blackpool from the keeper.
I'm sorry, I heard Preston and assumed you were talking about Aaron Presley.
What's he getting on these days? I haven't even checked.
He's at Walsall, wasn't he? Let's have a look.
Oh, God. But do you know what I mean? Like forcing those mistakes in the final third. That's a great point there from Simon. I think that's been really, really clear, that the kind of high press. And go on, Anne's found the Presley stats. Go on, shove them in.
He played 66 minutes yesterday for Walsall against Gillingham and put in a 6.3 rating.
Oh, that's average.
Let's have a look how he did. Oh, I can't go back.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Hang on. In the first week, he played 68 minutes and put in a 6.6 rating. No goals yet, though.
Oh well, thank God we got rid and kept the faith in Reid. It seems to be working out at the minute. But no, a great day, a great win, and it moves us 5th place with 6 points, undefeated, 100% record at the minute in the division. I'm so happy. Brilliant stuff. League One. I've got the scores up in front of me. We're going to go through the games. We're going to go through the league. We're going to have a little look at the fixtures. Because,
there's one I really want to discuss.
Oh, I know you.
I can't imagine which it would be.
Don't worry. We're going to get onto it, and we're going to go. Was it Mind the Gap a week ago, wasn't it? Was it Mind the Gap?
Something like that, despite the fact we're both on 3 points.
Well,
weird.
At least we can own that for another week. At least I don't even know who they've got actually on the weekend. We'll find out in a bit. But scores from the weekend. Obviously, our 1-0 win against Rotherham. Now Port Vale drew with Cardiff on Thursday night, 0-0.
Sorry.
Neil with Neil Banfield. We're not going to be saying that a lot this season, and it'll be 1-0 or 2-0. Yeah, the lino. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that from the linesman, the goal that Port Vale scored? And it was like, have you seen it? It was like level.
I watched the first 45 minutes and thought, this is absolutely dross. I'm turning it off.
Like Cardiff they don't look good, do they, Cardiff?
No, 45 minutes, I thought if you go to Port Vale, you can sort of scramble and get 3 points, but to go to Port Vale and offer nothing going forward, it's concerning, isn't it?
Yeah, Port Vale deserved to win that, I thought. They had one disallowed, which shouldn't have been hit the bar, at the post. I'd say that'll be a tricky game when we go there in a week, But 0-0 in that game. Luton beat Peterborough 2-0. Huddersfield beat Reading 2-0. Wimbledon beat Lincoln 2-0. Barnsley beat Burton 3-2. Bolton beat Plymouth 2-0. Exeter beat Blackpool 4-1. We're going to come on to that one in a bit. Exeter beat Wigan 2-0. Doncaster beat Mansfield 2-1. Northampton and Bradford drew 0-0. And Stockport beat Wickham 2-1. I'm going to ask you, Anne, any results that has made you gone, there's 2 for me. There's the 2-0 win for Wimbledon against Lincoln and a 4-1 for Exeter.
Yeah.
Wimbledon 2-0. I mean, they're
I was following it while I was playing cricket. I kind of kept checking it on Flash Score, and it went big chance and they're 1-0 up, and I went, oh, it's 2-0. Get in. And then I saw it 5 minutes added on and they played. I started jumping around, celebrating. Mind that gap, Tongy.
You and Jake Tong, honestly, you two. This is becoming an unhealthy obsession, I think. It's becoming an unhealthy obsession.
It's good to keep him on his toes, I'd
Yeah,
argue.
that is, they had a sending off as well, didn't they? That Jackson kicked.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a shocking challenge, by the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. I think Lincoln, they've lost Macomb as well. No, I think they're yeah, I think
No,
they're going to struggle more than people suggest. I mean, Wimbledon are tipped to get relegated. That's a really bad
yeah.
result early. You don't want to be losing to teams like Wimbledon early on in the season. Exeter 4-1. I mean, we got accused by Blackpool for cheating, and we gifted you the win. Well, go on in, fellas. Go and explain 4-1 at Exeter then. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah. Losing 4-1 at Exeter is not great, is it? But saying that, we don't have the best of records down that way.
I'll go out on a limb though that this team will get a result at Exeter. 1,000,000%. Where's that?
I'll hold that to you, Farley.
You be doing that one back to the Imperial land.
There's a high possibility I'll do that one because I know some people that go to uni down there. So
Who? Do you know
some people that I'm working with at the moment go down or are down at uni Exeter of uni of Exeter. Sorry.
Stop it. They aren't. Can I ask you, have you asked them about the Imperial?
No, I've just said that when we go, we normally stay in the Premier Inn opposite the station,
Yeah.
and then we go to the Imperial.
That's poor. Oh, okay. No, so you've mentioned it then. You've mentioned it. You haven't told them about the underground rave, have you?
I did mention it to one of them, and he went, "Ah, yeah, I know that one."
Surely we're off to there again, aren't we? Through the back garden. And
I don't know about that one.
we got to do it for this season. Surely we're going back there. You know, what was it? £2 drinks.
No, I think the normal club will just do well this time.
Yes, to be fair, Revolutions was good. Hopefully, Fever. It's normally
Yeah.
go-to place, isn't it? But yeah, 3-2, Barnsley and Burton. Burton were winning 2-0. Barnsley pulled it back. David McGoldrick in the last minute. That's a big win for Barnsley. Doncaster as well. They're along with us as a team that have won both matches. Stockport 2-1. It seems like to me, the teams in again. This is why it makes me so proud to see us in 5th place. But like the teams of Huddersfield, Stockport, Luton, they've all had the start that I think we expected them to start. But when you look at the table and you see Reading bottom, Plymouth second bottom, Blackpool third bottom, I mean, I just never thought that those three would have the starts that they're having. So it's seems to be a very open competitive league after 2. I've got the league table up. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm just going to have a look at a few teams. Again, the top 6, Huddersfield first, Barnsley second, Stockport third, Luton fourth. Our team in there. So happy in 5th place, 6 points. Doncaster 6th with 6 points. So there's 6 of us that have all won home and away. And in the bottom 4 at the minute, Peterborough, Blackpool, Plymouth, Reading, dire straits at the start of the season, with terrible goal differences as well. Bottom 3 have got -4. The fixtures for the upcoming weekend, again, we know that we've got Northampton at home, back-to-back home matches in League One, but I'm going to go through the fixtures really quickly for this weekend that is upcoming. Again, we play Northampton in our 3rd League One match. Burton play Port Vale. Exeter play Mansfield, Barnsley play Bolton, Blackpool play Huddersfield, Bradford play Luton, Cardiff play Rotherham, Doncaster play Wickham, Leyton Orient play Stockport, Lincoln play Plymouth, Reading play Wimbledon, and Wigan play Peterborough. So some big games in there. Barnsley, Bolton, Blackpool have got to go and play Huddersfield. I don't think they'll win that. Blackpool could be losing their opening 3. Bradford Luton's a great game. Lincoln have got Plymouth, who've had a terrible start in Plymouth. There's some tasty games there this weekend, but that is the full League One fixture list for the upcoming weekend of match day 3. Bit different for us Tuesday night. League Cup, first round. Your first match, hand.
It is. It is indeed.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I think the nice thing about Tuesday is it's not the league, it's League Cup, of course. So I love the League Cup because, especially when your team started brilliantly like we have, because you kind of go to it, you believe you can get a result. But really, for us, it's just about playing really well, showing how good we are, being competitive in the game, and kind of whatever really happens in this tie, I don't really think it particularly matters, does it? Because am I right in thinking the League Cup, you don't get any prize money if you go through anyway?
I don't think you do. I'm not entirely sure how it works, to be honest.
I think it's just Virtue and FA Cup that you get prize money. I don't think the League Cup
Sorry,
does.
not the Bristol Street Motors anymore.
Virtue. It's coming up soon. Coming up. Um, But yeah, no, do you know what? It's great because we've started so brilliantly and we're unbeaten. I'm really looking forward to it Tuesday. I really want us to go and play. And look, Charlton, I think they beat Watford in their opener, didn't they, on the weekend, last minute?
Last minute.
Yeah, tapping, wasn't it? 94th,
Yeah.
90th, Harvey Nibbs. So yeah, it's going to be a good test for our team. I don't know about you. I'd make changes.
Yeah, I think so. I think give Tay a game. I think
Mm.
because he's lost his number one shirt number, and he's kind of just we've had this Marshall, and he's kind of just kicked Tay out of the starting keeper spot. So I think Tay's got a point to prove. I'd give Jasper Patterson a game. I'd give Sweens and Freestone minutes.
Mm.
Sorry, you doing the seeing you fist bumps then.
I'm just so happy, honest.
Depending on the level of Saxon's fitness, maybe do we see him?
Mm.
If not, it'd be Butler. I'd like to see Dan Phillips start and get some minutes,
Mm.
maybe alongside a Jordan Houghton. I think that'd be a good combination. And then yeah, I'd like to see Phoenix Patterson play, Bez Labala. I think we'll still play Kemp, maybe Kemp and Roberts. So yeah, no, it should be good. Should be good.
I think I'm the same. I think look again. We've had this brilliant start, right? And we've got 2 wins and fifth position at the minute. But we're doing all these brilliant things with this squad that we're doing. But I think in the cups this season, I think there's a real opportunity to rotate, and I think that's important because you want to make sure that the whole squad have got minutes competitively.
Mm,
So I look at Tuesday and I think really good opportunity to really rotate and give some of those, give the 11 that have started the first two opening match, a bit of time on the bench as well, and save them for Saturday because again, there's a real opportunity coming up over the next week with Northampton Port Vale matches to be right in the top four before we play Huddersfield, which could potentially be a big game. So I think for me, Tuesday, League Cup, yeah, Tay to play, Jasper Patterson to play. I mean, you could even say to both Pidge and Good, have a night off. We'll give Sweens and Freestone a game. Or if Saxon's not fit yet, you could maybe play Sweens and Pidge and put Freestone left back. And I'd certainly look to give Dan Phillips
mm,
a game. I would look to involve Phoenix Patterson. I really want to see him evolve over the season. He came on in yesterday's 1-0 win and looked really good. That was his kind of second time he's come on since he came on in the opener as well, but first time we got to see him properly. Give him minutes. There's an opportunity to play Bez Labala, Matthias Roberts. I think this is a really, really good one to rotate the team and try and get minutes in the other players as much as possible, I think. But I'm looking forward to it. I really want the team to play well. And yeah, it'll be good to go to the Valley and see the team play, have a few beers, see that beautiful kit again. I can't wait to see it. It looks great at Blackpool in the opener. But I'm excited for it on Tuesday. And do you know what? I've got this funny feeling we might win as well. Because
you say this every week.
doesn't it go straight to penalties?
Isn't that the virtue that goes straight to penalties?
Oh, does League Cup not go straight to penalties as well?
It might. I'm not 100% sure.
I have a feeling it does. I felt like with the League Cup, you play 90 minutes Or no, or does it go extra time? I'm not. I have.
I can't remember now.
I'm going to Google
What?
it. I'm going to Google
What?
it.
Once we're out, I kind of lose interest in the competition, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, same here, to be honest. It's one of those, right? I don't know if you feel the same with me. When the team go out, you go, right, until next season. So you get the
Yep.
same, because it's that sort. Same with the virtue, I guess. I'm going to go League Cup rules, I'm guessing. I thought, oh, here we go. So this is from an article over the summer, and it says, where is it? So it says the tournament, however, doesn't use extra time until the semi-finals. So it goes straight to penalties. Yeah. So when you look at it like that, all you got to do is nick a draw from the match and you've got a great chance of going through. I think that's the great thing about the League Cup. But yeah, no, there's no extra time. It just goes all the way through to penalties if it's a draw.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, when I'm assuming what the tie's on the 12th. When will the second round be? I think that'll be 2 weeks after because we got Port Vale on the 19th, don't we? And
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, looking forward to it. Be good to go down there and yeah, see the team play really well. Be a really, really good night. And as Rev said, chance of players trying to earn a spot in the 11. But fixture after Northampton at home. I mean, I look at these fixtures, right? Northampton and Port Vale, to be honest with you. And there's a real opportunity to pick up a lot of points in this opening month. I know that we've got Huddersfield coming up. Northampton at home, a great opportunity to, again, another win, another top performance against the team that are tipped to be right down there. And I tend to think at the minute, because we've created this top half team, when we're playing these Rotherhams, Northamptons, you're seeing a difference in levels, I believe. So, again, a really good opportunity on Saturday to get another win on the board. You know, there could be an opportunity where we've got 3 or 4 wins in a row and we're sitting here unbeaten with a 100% record because these fixtures are really, really favourable. Northampton, and great opportunity for the team, right?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I thought you were going to say it's a really winnable fixture, to be honest. That's your usual saying.
That's my usual go-to, isn't it?
Yeah, I was waiting for that one to pop up. No, I think it's, like you say, it's winnable. Um, the homecoming of Elliot List and Dean Campbell. So
Yeah, Michael. Well, Dean Campbell, eh? Geez, we ain't seen him for a long time.
be interesting to see the reaction that they get. Um,
I'd imagine Dean, or Listy as well, but I'd imagine Dean Campbell's
yeah,
reception, yeah.
hopefully it's a pleasant one for them. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we do want to beat them and get 3 points. So yeah, I think hopefully Tuesday we rotate, give players rests, and then Saturday we stick with our starting 11 from yesterday and really put these guys to the sword because I think we can.
So that 11 that we've played out in the 2 opening matches, the 2 opening wins, do you think that is the strongest 11? Like, in your opinion? Because I know obviously Louis Thompson's out injured, and Revs has said that we're probably going to bring in another midfielder. Louis was in the main stand actually on for
Yeah,
the home one on Saturday. We could see him. But would you say that starting 11 is that's the
yeah.
strongest 11?
I'd say it's probably the strongest starting 11 we've got available to us right now. I
Hmm.
think when Louis Thompson comes back and Tyrese and Nick Freeman and
So I
Saxon
love the
come.
way you've thrown in Tyrese and Nick Freeman. Sorry, hang on, You mean the special guest? You mean
I was wondering if you're going to mention that, if you're going to leave that quiet.
you joining me for it, and what's going on?
Depends what time you're doing it.
I think it's Thursday night sometime.
I'll be about.
Oh, hit him with some stats on his own career.
I'm sure he's probably very aware of what they are.
Or he screams like the type of bloke that wouldn't actually know his own stats. I don't know why. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying, Ad? Sorry, I changed the subject completely.
I think when like all those players come back from their respective injuries, I think then it's a different matter, because I think, does Louis Thompson offer something different to what Harvey White does? Yes. Is he better than Harvey White? For me, I think Louis Thompson's better than Harvey White. Then you go Louis Thompson or Dan Phillips. Well, Dan Phillips is better at being physical and getting the ball in tight areas and getting us out, but Louis Thompson's good at just going very unnoticed and driving forward with the ball and wanting to make progressive runs. It's a very difficult decision to weigh up, really.
Yeah, I get that at all. Do you know what? I actually think we're pretty much kind of on par with the strongest 11. I think it's difficult, man, because Harvey White's been brilliant in the 2 opening matches. I think when everyone's available, obviously Jordan Houghton is so good. I mean, he's championship level Jordan Houghton. He saw that in the 1-0 home win yesterday. Just, the quality on the ball and the way he gets himself in certain positions, and he gets you going again. When you need someone to just get the ball back and play a simple pass or move yourself into a different space, he does that. But yeah, I think we are actually. When I look at the squad and I look at the team, the back line's probably the strongest. Those players are all starting players. Obviously, Marshall on goal. The front four, I would say that's the strongest. Obviously, you've got competition with Bez and Phoenix and Matthias. But that's the strongest. The only area you'd probably argue is the midfield. Does Harvey play in front of Louis or Dan Phillips when they're fit? But I think it's pretty much bang on. But this is the great thing about the squad. I was saying this to my dad at the win yesterday. Like, when you look at the bench and you look through that bench, you see players like Phoenix, Swains, Freestone, Phillips, like the depth, Bez Labala, the depth on that bench is frightening. I mean, all those players are starting players, but that's what you need. But no, I think Northampton, I'm with you. I think he'll play that 11 that we've seen in the opening two matches. And look, play the way that we've done in the opening 2 games. I expect us to win that match, personally. I mean, Northampton have what? They've lost the opener and they drew against Bradford, didn't they? 0-0.
Yeah.
So, really...
Sorry. Got to do it. Nil.
Oh, 0-0. Again, not going to hear that a lot this season because it's not going to be 0-0s. But no, I think it really played the levels that we've seen in the opening 2 matches. I expect us to beat Northampton on Saturday. And again, really good to start with a good bit of home form. That'd be 2 wins at home. I have this statistic out, right? Don't worry, it's not flash score. And it labels out all the fixtures. I'm like a little kid with it at the minute, right? It labels out all the fixtures. And obviously, when you've won a game, it comes up green, draw is yellow, and then loss is red. And what's so nice about this app and this team is it's got Blackpool 3-2, Rotherham 1-0, green and green. We see a lot of greens. It's like, we're winning all these games. It's so nice to see 2 greens there to start. I know it's a really weird thing to say, but it makes me proud about this team and what we've put together. But yeah, no, I think Northampton, really winnable game on Saturday. Really quickly, I did want to mention, actually, before we go on to some questions that have been sent in from some of the listeners, when we were talking about the team, I was thinking, I don't know if you agree with this, and I was thinking about this yesterday after the big win, and I was thinking, do you know what we've got here and what Revs has created? And I don't think this has been highlighted enough, right? Is when I look at our squad, and I've looked at it in the opening 2 matches. Now, again, I know that there's been players injured, but when you look at it overall and everyone available, Alex Ravel for this season has built the complete squad, the complete team, right? And I'll go through that. When you look at all the players and all the positions, we have pretty much everything, right? The goalkeeper, Philip Marshall looks really good. Like, I was really impressed with him yesterday. He's kicking. Really wanted to say Martial, but I'm not going to do it. He's kicking. He's handling. He was coming out for like he's high. I like a tall goalkeeper.
Cultured cannon come out.
Oh, I did that right hand like that over the bar, the culture cannon, like we saw at Blackpool, by the way. Really impressive. And then obviously Tay. You look at the back line. You've got depth in the centre back areas. Pidge, Good, Swings, Freestone. You've got Luther and Jasper Patterson, Dan Butler and Saxon. There's doubling up on positions everywhere, right? You've got a different array of defenders. Then let's look at the midfield. Jordan Alton, Harvey White, Dan Phillips, Louis Thompson. Again, doubling up in positions. Let's look at the number 10. You've got Dan Kemp in the 10. Jordan Roberts can play there. Phoenix Patterson could probably play there. You've got doubling up. You look at the final third. You've got Chem Campbell, Phoenix Patterson, Jordan Roberts, Bez Labala, Matthias Roberts, Jamie Reid. It feels, Jake Young. It feels like we have everything. We've got a goal scorer, right? Jamie Reid got a goal scorer. We've got width, we've got pace, we've got height. I don't know if you agree, but it feels like this team is somewhat a complete team. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, we just need a few idiots to go in there for good measure.
Well, we've got one with Martial.
Well, true. But another one would be good.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It feels like we've got to...
Yeah. I don't feel like we've had a squad that's been like this for a long time. Like, I've not sat there and gone, okay, yeah, like we can, you know, like thinking to Tuesday, we could literally rotate the whole team if we wanted to. You know, how many well, how long ago was the last time we could sit here and go, yeah, let's rotate the whole team? Like it's been years. So yeah, it's good. Very good, complete all-round squad.
That's my point. And normally when you look at the league, the complete sides are normally the sides that are up there in some capacity in the top half. You know, those sides that aren't complete, they're sides that have certain elements to their team that are really good, but then they're missing certain elements. But normally when you look at that table, the more complete teams are the ones that are up the top competing. And when I look at our squad, look, I don't want to label it as a complete team, but to me, it feels like we have somewhat of a complete side. Because really, when you look at our squad, the only thing that people would suggest would have been missing is a goal scorer. But we have one with Jamie Reid. And around that, we have everything. We've got a goal scorer. So when I look at our squad, I think we have a complete side. And that's one of the many reasons why I think we'll be in that top half again in some capacity. But I was just thinking about that, just coming back from the win yesterday. I was thinking, God, yeah, like we have a complete team here, and it's really nice to have that depth for a change. Now we're going to do a brand new segment on the podcast tonight to end, which is the designated fans Q&A section. So this is when we get questions sent in from the listeners and our fans at the podcast. And me and Anne are going to answer some questions. Now, we've been sent a few in, so thank you to all the listeners that have sent in their questions for today's episode number 6 of Cooking, because we are cooking at the start of this massive season. Question number 1 comes from Stevenage Interviews, and they have asked us, Anne, does Big Goal Reedy's early season form take the pressure off Revs to sign a number 9, or do you think we will still sign another option?
Well, I certainly think it's helped Revs.
Sorry, the head on the pillow, by the way. Look, I love this. We're on YouTube. This is what we're like here. We're just so chill. Hands just whacked out the pillow.
Well, no, I think it's helped take the pressure off Revs. I see you laughing.
I can't take him seriously. Head on the pillow on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
No, I do think it helps, but obviously, you know, now we've got no Jake Young or no Tyrese for however long. I think there's room to get another number 9 in, just to sort of back up.
Mm.
But then yeah, as much as I say that, we've still got Bez Labala, and we don't really know too much about him yet. So it's one of those hard ones. Like, it's definitely eased the pressure, but I also think there is room for another number 9.
Yeah, really good question. I think, yeah, I think well, again, there's been little rumours that we've signed that Jova Malcolm, haven't we, from Gateshead? So I think that's going to get confirmed today when this podcast comes out, which is really good. He looks a really good talent as well, a lot of pace, likes to get in behind. But people have been making kind of big well, I've had big reviews on him, haven't they? And look, he's stepping up a couple of leagues almost, isn't he? So if I take him a bit of time, but look, I think we do. Look, Jamie Reid is obviously top goal scorer of the division, but by the way, top goal scorer of the division at the minute, by the way, with 3 goals. And as we said, with our complete team, there's loads of doubling up in loads of positions. So I still feel, knowing that, obviously ties up for the season, Jake Young's got an injury, I think there's room to double up in that position with Jamie Reid. So, yeah, I think we should sign another striker, and I'm happy that we are. And I certainly think there's room for it. And again, as well, I was just thinking this, and right, at the minute in that singular centre-forward role, we only have Jamie Reid, really. I know Bez can play there, but Bez, I think, is going to be used more as a winger type of striker, right? You could play him there, but so really in that position, you're having to play Jamie Reid every game. That's probably not what you want, especially with the cup football. You need rotation there. So, yeah, I think it's really important to actually bring in a striker in that position. So, yeah, I'm happy that we're getting this lad from Gateshead, because I think it then allows Revs to, got a cup game, rest Reedy, and at the same time, again, like we said about Dan Butler with Saxon earlier, there's that competition element as well. So yeah, I think there definitely is room, and I think it's been announced pretty much that we will be signing Jova Malcolm from Gateshead. So yeah, really, really happy about that. Question number 2 that we've been sent in from one of the listeners from SFC85. And SFC85 has asked us, and from what we've seen so far, can you please name us the 3 most important players in this team that we've seen from the opening 2 games?
Jordan Houghton, Jamie Reid, and then the third spot's a tough decision between Dan Kemp, Chem Campbell, Jordan Robertson, Philip Marshall.
You can't say Marshall, can you? You've got to say Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm writing mine. This is a really tough one. So my 3 at the minute, I've gone Pidge, Jordan Houghton, and Jamie Reid as my 3. Well, that's somewhat the spine of the side anyway, isn't it? Yeah, they're my 3. That's a good question, though, because when you actually look at the squad, yeah, Charlie Good, I mean, he's had a brilliant first 2 opening matches as well. Do you know, there was something, Jordan Roberts as well. There's something I read, Neil Metcalf, who does the Comet, he gave Jordan Roberts a 5.5 in our game against Rotherham. Oh, man, I thought Roberts was brilliant. Like, Jordan Roberts at Blackpool in the opener was unbelievable. I actually think people forget how good Jordan Roberts is. Like, Jordan Roberts is a top League 1 level player. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. He was everywhere again. Okay, so what was your 3 again? Reid, Houghton, and who was it?
It was between Campbell, Kemp, Robertson, Marshall.
Okay, so a toss up between those 4. But you've got Reid.
Yeah.
Pretty similar. Really good question, though, from SFC85. We've got last question sent in, or we have more questions, but we're running out a bit of time. Malcolm has sent in a question. Malcolm _SFC _092. Malcolm has sent in a question. I really like this question, actually. From what we've seen so far from the opening 2 matches, the 3-2 opening day win against Blackpool and the 1-0 opening home match against Rotherham. Do you boys believe that we can compete near those playoff places? Have you seen enough from the squad to suggest that actually we can do better than a lot of people have given us credit for?
Yes and no. I think we, from what we've seen so far, we can definitely be higher up than what a lot of people are suggesting. But also, this is my like realism bit here. We're only 2 games into a season. Like it's so hard to know because at the start of the season, no one knows who's going to beat who. Like you wouldn't. I didn't think yesterday for 1 minute that Exeter would beat Blackpool 4-1. I didn't for 1 minute think that Wimbledon would beat Lincoln 2-0. So it's so hard to tell. So I think when the league settles down a bit, there's going to be ups and downs along the way. It's just how quickly can we pull us out of those ruts when we start losing 2, 3, 4 games. It's how quickly can we snap that back into a draw and then get them drawn back into wins again.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good answer. I think it's pretty much the same for me. I think, look, I 1,000,000%. I mean, I've said this before we kicked off that I think we've created the top half team. Yep, there's the shrug from And. So I think we'll be top half, 1,000,000%. I mean, I predicted us 8th at the start of the season based on like what we'd created. So I think we'll be up in the top half in whatever capacity. In terms of the playoffs, you have to be so consistent and you've got to score a lot of goals. Now that we're doing currently, we've got 4 in 2. It's just whether we can keep that up, I think, and whether Jamie Reid can consistently continue to score goals, which I think he will. I think Jamie Reid's on track for 20, 1,000,000%. And the way that he's playing as well, just, the 2 performances that Reid's had in those opening 2 games have just been brilliant. Yeah, look, I think we're going to be up there in some capacity. The Not Top 20 podcast said we're dark horses this season, and I fully agree. I just think, you look at the squad and look that we've created a top half team, and I don't see an argument for us to be lower than 13th. The only way we would be in the bottom half of the table is if we get big players injured and the players that we signed aren't the players that we thought they are. Now, what I've seen in the opening 2 games, the players we've signed are the players that we thought they'd be. So really, the only thing that I think is going to stop this team from achieving a top half finish is injuries, in my opinion. That will be, even Revs as a manager, he's come on leaps and bounds as well. So, yeah, I think that's the only thing that stops us from getting a top half finish is injuries. If players like Pidge get injured and Reid get injured, then you're looking at it going, oh my God, these are big players to have missing. So, yeah, I think we'll be up there in some capacity. Thank you to listeners for sending in your questions. That is all we've got time for on Designated Fans Question and Answers section. We've come to the end of the pod. I can see And is exhausted because And had a big cricket day. And next time we record is going to be after Northampton. So it's going to be after Charlton in the League Cup and Northampton. So let's hope that we've still got 100% record, mate.
And alongside a little cheeky, a special guest appearance.
Yes. Should we tell the listeners?
I think it's out on Twitter, is it not?
Yeah. Did you find the clues difficult?
No. As soon as I saw Donna's, I went, this is Ty.
Reid Simpson. No, for the listeners that are watching or listening on Spotify, watching on YouTube, I should say. We have got on Thursday night a certain someone, Borough's number 12 and striker Reid Simpson, coming on for a special episode, and we're going to be doing a questions and answers episode with Ty. So it's not going to be the normal format from what we used to, where we have, it's going to be chit chat, but I'm just going to pretty much be asking Ty questions from the fans, and we're just going to have a bit of a chit chat around it. So if you are listening and you would like to send a question in for us to ask Tyrese, please send us it via Facebook, Twitter, or any social media platform. DM us your question, and we will hopefully be able to put them to Ty on Thursday night. That podcast will be released the week later. So we'll be able to get that out a week later for everybody after we've played Northampton and Port Vale. And we'll shove that in for a special episode that is happening on Thursday. But fans, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just going to leave this with everyone. 5th place, 6 points, 4 goals. Jamie Reid, top goal scorer. Look at Anne's face. I'm so happy, Anne. What a start to the season. Again, that home match at the Lamex was really special yesterday. To see all the faces, the new kit, League One football, the electronic scoreboards, the lot. It was an absolutely brilliant day, and we're underway, and it's a very proud moment for us all fans. And hopefully we can continue this brilliant form and have a brilliant start and set this massive season. We've called it the most important one for a reason. So great that we're underway. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday with the special episode, which will be released next week. So the next time you'll see me and Ad will be next Monday, reacting to our League Cup tie on Tuesday and the big home match, our 3rd League One match of the season against Northampton on Saturday. Guys, have a lovely week. Make sure you get to the Valley on Tuesday and get down to the Lamex on Saturday to go and support the team in 2 really important games. We'll be back next Monday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And at this time, guys, as always, you've been listening to the Stevenage Football Club podcast.